Another one. Another one. Touchdown, Jags! Ball game!
Another Jags podcast.
All right, so what's up, guys?
Everything's looking good, man. I'm excited.
We made it just at 8 o'clock.
Hey.
Is everything good here?
Coming down to the wire.
Yeah, that's how we do it, but
I like it.
thanks for listening to another Jags podcast. Jason here with Joey. James couldn't be here tonight. We have a hot seat here to the right of us where we'll be getting in your questions and your thoughts and about the draft. So if you want to come up to Engine 15, that's where we're at, Engine 15 Jax Beach. Come, you can sit in the hot seat and you can tell us about what you think.
Yeah.
So first one in the hot seat, we got Mike.
What's up, boys?
Mike, what do you want? Tell us what you want.
Oh, man. Anybody that's not a Clemson defensive lineman, I'm okay with. No Gary either. No Rashawn Gary.
No Rashawn Gary, huh?
Hopefully not.
Kind of leaves it wide open.
I mean, I don't think we can mess this up. I think we're in the perfect position. You have a good group of linemen that are there, a good group of defensive linemen that could fall. So I don't know how we can mess this up, but we are the Jaguars. So
I was going to say, I like your optimism because that's my biggest concern is that we can mess this up like we have multiple times.
yeah, well,
I mean, at least we're not trying to trade up, right?
yeah, especially for Derek Harvey.
Yeah, well, I don't know, we'll see. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Another Jags Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Another Jags Pod. We're pretty pumped about tonight. This is our first live show we've ever done. Like we said, we're at Engine 15 Jax Beach. Shout out to them for putting us on.
Absolutely.
We're YouTube live, so I'm going to tweet that out right now while we're talking. My chair's a little lower. I feel a little shorter than y'all right now. I swear I'm not this short. I swear.
Is it intimidating?
It is. I feel like you guys are like about to beat me
What's
up
it
or
feel
something.
like to be Kyler Murray for 1 second of your life?
It feels good. It feels good. So we're watching the draft live right now, and you're showing Dwayne Haskins. Any thoughts, Dwayne Haskins? Any chance he comes to the Jags?
I think he absolutely could drop. I mean, it's very likely at this point, and I think, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if we took him at that point. Again, for this draft, I am all about drafting for need. I'm over the best player available, at least for the first couple rounds. I mean, later on, whatever. But, dude, we've got a lot of spots to fill, and even though we got a quarterback, if another potentially franchise quarterback drops to you, you take him, especially if it's Haskins. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, with their job being on the line, I couldn't imagine them taking a quarterback that's going to sit
That's a great point.
2 years.
And going into that, though, I mean, who's making the decisions, do you think? I mean,
Coughlin, 1,000%.
I don't know, though.
Yeah,
I don't know
Coughlin,
because
1,000%.
recently you've seen Shad Khan kind of be the one that's kind of made some decisions.
Do you think Foles has a lot of say in it?
I mean, I think they're going to listen to the guy they just gave $100 million to.
I would hope so, right?
I don't think they're going to go overboard trying to get him a tight end, but I think they definitely. I mean, you spend so much money on him, you have to.
I would have to agree that
Yeah.
I would hope that Nick Foles has a lot of say in it. Marone obviously has come out and says that he doesn't. Like, there's not a lot of his input into it. But I just like to see, like, the battle between Caldwell and Coughlin. Like, how's that power struggle going to happen tonight?
I don't know. It kind of seems like Shad Khan's been calling the shots lately. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
What's the one pick you do not want tonight?
I do not want a defensive player at number 7.
Really? I mean, what if Josh Allen falls to the Jaguars?
I would not want him.
Really?
Again, like I said, I mean, best available at that first pick.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. And, yeah.
You don't want to go chasing needs, though. That's one thing you.
Again, I'm a Hawkinson guy.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying.
I like Hawkinson,
I've
but it's a
saying,
little early. 7 is really early.
I agree,
Hawkinson.
but not when you have a potential guy that can not only help you in the passing game,
Yeah,
but
blocking.
also is a known blocker. I mean, he kind of fills 2 needs for you with one shot.
Yeah.
And he's also mocked.
But
in
is he not
multiple
a
drafts.
BPA though? I mean, at that point, a lot of people have him top 5, top 10. So I feel like you could argue Hawkins would be the best pick at that point. If all the defensive linemen are off the board, it's him or Jonah Williams are the best players probably.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't usually take tight end that high, but a lot of the mocks have him that high. So I mean, I don't think it's reaching for
Who are
him.
we talking about?
We're talking about the Hawkster.
Oh,
I've seen,
Hawkinson?
Daniel Jeremiah says he's one of the best tight ends.
Oh, man.
A lot of people have said he. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, the comparison to Gronk, I think, is not fair.
no one would
But
be
I mean,
Gronk.
even if he's close to Gronk, I mean, even if he's Kittle, if he's any of these guys, I want somebody that is going to step in and immediately help our team out. I don't want another Taven Bryan. I mean, I know we were picking much later in the draft last year, but I want a guy who is going to come in and produce. doesn't have problems off the field, doesn't have problems with his teammates. I want a guy who's going to come in, be a good teammate, and produce. And I think Hawkinson fits all of that.
Well, I saw a tweet earlier. Let me pull it up. It's from PFF, and it was, I believe, only 45 rookies played more than 600 snaps last year, and only 15 of them had a PFF grade of above 70, which is a quality starter. So, I mean, you can't count all 1 year. Like, I'm still excited for Taven Bryan. I'm a Florida State fan, but I still think he's going to be able to produce.
Well, I am a Gator fan, and I almost don't want us to take Gators anymore because of the output. I mean, Will Greer's the only one in the draft that I'd like us to take.
That's the last one.
And that could be, fourth round if he drops, maybe third. I'd be happy. We need a backup. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of drafting Gators at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Hawkinson could help us out. It's just really high for a tight end. And Foles needs protection. So if you don't guard his right side, I tweeted this earlier, like, you have two good edge rushers on defense now. Like, it's the days of having just one good edge rusher is gone. Like, teams are drafting D-line after D-line. Look, the Jags have like 3 good D linemen. We're talking about them drafting a 4th elite defensive lineman. Why would you be okay with...
Who's the third defensive lineman? Darius?
Darius, yeah. And why would
He's
you...
gone next year, $20 million.
But still, but my point is that
22
why wouldn't
actually,
you
but
want to
22,
protect his right side? Like, why are we just content with a left tackle who's coming off an injury and saying Will Richardson / what's his name, Obabi or whatever his name is, the new guy? Then, like, why are we content with that? That's the only thing I don't know, man.
I guess we'll find out in about an hour if you take
Yeah,
Williams
they're
or not.
showing an aerial view. We have our camera guy. Is that done with a drone, you think?
Absolutely a drone.
Drones are the waves of the future.
Drone are one of those like zip line things they use at the game. That could be a zip line, right?
Our camera guy, Matt, is sweating.
I think we all are, actually. It's
I'm
100 degrees in
doing
here.
okay. I just feel weird sitting this low.
Speaking of drones, because who knew I'd have a tie-in for that? They were actually talking about the stadium and the shade at the stadium and what they're doing in Dubai for the soccer, the World Cup. They're going to bring drones in with shades, and Khan's kind of looking into that. Can you imagine like being at a game and sitting there being like, oh man, it's not super hot anymore, and there's drones overhead holding shades?
Artificial noise as well for
The future is now.
Brent
crazy.
Papineau on YouTube says T.J. Hawkinson.
Brent Papineau, I like you.
So it's
as
going to be a
always.
defensive lineman probably now.
William Smith on YouTube says, who would be able to immediately produce?
Dude, Hawkinson would be straight from the get-go. How could he not?
Tight ends, rookie-wise, have never really produced. I mean,
He'd produce more than the tight ends we have.
no, I mean, that's true. Who couldn't? But I'm just saying historically, it's a pretty hard position to come in and produce as a rookie. But what we have is O'Shaughnessy, and who's the other one? I can't remember.
Swaim
Yeah,
from the
Swaim.
Cowboys. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have to do something. Like, O'Shaughnessy can't be it. I mean, I've been watching that.
O'Shaughnessy?
Who was that? Matt Driscoll?
Oh, God.
Oh, man, his tweet was him yelling.
I mean, get me wrong. O'Shaughnessy's leaps and bounds better than he was when he came. I mean, he's definitely making strides, but he is not your stretch go-to every down tight. I mean, he's not that guy. And
God.
obviously, Foles likes to have that guy.
Mariota with
All right, the Cardinals are up.
We got Peeps on the floor.
We got Goodell out on the stage.
Is it Kyler Murray or is it not? I'm going with not.
No.
I'm going to say
Bosa
no.
or Williams?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Or they trade. Watch a trade happen.
Very well could.
Is this a pick or is this a?
I think it's just the
This
start.
is just the clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we want to get someone on the? Do we want to get someone on? Joey, you got.
We definitely can.
All right, who we got?
I can
Who we
call
got?
somebody over here real
Yeah.
quick. So we are bringing Justin up.
We got you.
Justin is
We got you.
actually a pro jock. He played football at Florida State. So
I was wondering why he's wearing the Florida State polo.
yeah, I mean, you know, I like him anyway. Let's put it that way. So, do you think Arizona takes Kyler Murray? What's your take?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do. Cliff Kingsbury loves that guy. Talked about him since he's been at Oklahoma. I mean, I can't see anyone else.
All right. Well, what do you think for the Jags? What would you be happy with the Jags pick? I know you're a Bears fan. The
Bear down.
Bears.
Bear down.
Okay, so that's what we're working with here. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
Okay,
Fair
all
enough.
right. Oh, no wonder you like him, Joey.
I know,
No
exactly.
wonder. Okay,
Exactly.
okay, all right.
I think Jags go Jonah.
Jonah Williams?
Jonah Williams, the offensive lineman from Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be happy with that. I've been touting him as my second favorite, so I'd be good with that as well.
I keep hearing tight end. I don't know. I don't think you give up. Man, it's hard for me to get a tight end in the top 10.
Okay,
Especially when you got a new quarterback that needs protecting back there.
fair enough. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of drafting for need at this point, not best available, but he might be the best available too. Is my call. I mean,
yeah.
Hawkinson is a stud. I like Williams as well, though.
Yeah, I like Williams. He can flex from left tackle to right tackle. So, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen with Cam Robinson. You don't know if he's going to be able to be healthy and come back. But you know that Jonah Williams can play left tackle.
Absolutely. You need a serviceable offensive lineman that you can rely on.
Yeah. So what about how has Allen Robinson treated you?
I love Allen Robinson. I don't know why Jags get rid of him. It's a typical Jaguar move, in my opinion. I don't know. I thought.
Well, he didn't like Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
So I mean, he made that evident and clear that he didn't
It's
like
all
Blake
about
Bortles.
the leg slap. Leg slap, man.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he didn't like Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
I thought he did phenomenal for the job. I mean, he hurt his knee. It happens. Marquise Lee hurt his knee too. So are they gonna get rid of him? I don't know. But I love Allen Robinson. He's been doing well. Trubisky's still developing. Nagy's gonna get that system going. I really think that offense is gonna take off. And I think Allen Robinson's gonna be a big piece of that. Need a big receiver down the field. He's lived up to the hype. So especially a year after a knee injury, stayed healthy. Can't complain.
He did great for a year after the knee injury, and I agree. I mean, bear down is going to be a tough team to deal with next year.
Who do you want the Bears to draft?
Man, we're pretty solid across the board. I'd love to see another running back behind Tariq Cohen just because I'm a little worried about him. Longevity. He's a smaller guy. I mean, they like to flex him out. They like to let him catch, but he's also taking a lot of hits back there. So I like Jordan Howard coming in and spelling him. So I think we need another back there. I definitely think we need another back. And I'd like to see another tight end again. I mean, I'd like to get old boy from Iowa. That ain't gonna happen, but
well, hey, you might get Fant.
Yeah, there's another guy from Iowa.
He is
too.
too.
This is a deep tight end draft. And I mean, Caldwell and Coughlin both talked about that. You can get value in the second and third round at tight end.
Well, apparently, Iowa is tight end university at this point, the entire state, because they're loaded.
Iowa creates two things great, and that is fullbacks and tight ends.
Good thing 3 teams use fullbacks at this point.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they got that going for them.
Yeah, that's true.
So Justin also has mentioned just in passing, if we ever do a Florida Gators FSU preseason, he would love to be a part of that.
Big Gator fan, right?
Huge, not big Gator fan. Terrible. Some sort of team that plays in a swamp that I don't care about.
Well, we probably have a bigger Florida State fan base than we do Florida for the Jags. So, What are your thoughts on Willie Taggart? What are your thoughts on what's going down there in Tallahassee?
A lot of mixed reviews on Taggart. It's tough to judge. It's tough to judge off of one season. It's tough to also put past players and past development on a first-year coach. I think the hype was overhyped for what the expectations and reality of what the team was. So I'm excited. I think he's put together 2 decent recruiting classes for what's going down there. I think he brought in a fantastic offensive coordinator regardless of his baggage. I think the guy's a genius. Got a new offensive line coach, already see improvements. So, 2019 is not our year, Seminoles fans, but 2020 is looking bright. I love Blackman, but I trusted Willie so far. I think you're going to see an improvement this year. I think we'll get back to a bowl game. But 2019 is not the year for any sort of college football playoff expectations.
No, I think it's a fair assessment. I'm amazed you're a Florida State fan by being that fair
unreal.
assessment.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gotten a fair shake, man. The way that Jimbo left the cupboards bare,
absolutely.
That was a tough shakedown for him. But I like the way he's recruiting. I like the energy he brings to the program, and I think, like you said, 2020. They start getting some kids in there that want to play for Taggart and his team and running his offense. And
yeah.
Honestly, I was a little disappointed that they gave the reins over to Bryles. I would have liked to see giving Taggart some time to kind of do his thing. He's shown he can do it. So I don't know. I don't know if I was a big fan of the Bryles move, but
hey, when you got the alumni and the boosters,
he's
lucky they didn't get a buyout on that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and Joey hit on the head with that one. I don't think he necessarily wanted to give up the reins, and I think when you hear him talk, he's still kind of, this is my baby type of deal, but Kendall's here to call him. But I think that was so much pressure from the fan base and alumni that. Yeah, he kind of had to give the reins up and kind of, let someone else call the plays, which I'm a proponent of the head coach not calling plays. I think, when you look at some of the most successful coaches, Saban, your Sweeneys, Dabo, your Urban Meyers, they don't call plays. And there's reasons for that and there's reasons against that. But I think he needs to be focused on the game and other things. So you hire an offense coordinator to call plays. But It works for some, works not for others. But
I have to agree. I mean, I think that's the biggest knock or proponent I am of Taggart staying the Florida State coach is that he just looked like lost at the end of the season. Like he go to press conferences and he was just drained, and it just wasn't a good situation because I think he had too much going on. Like I don't think any one person, unless you're a select few, can handle that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he can still be a great head coach with not calling the plays. So I think that actually was a good call in my mind. I mean, amazingly, me and Jason disagree on something. That rarely happens.
Yeah, me and him, we never disagree. But what is taking the Cardinals so long? You have had so long to think about this pick.
Well, maybe, you know what? I may eat my words here, Joe. I mean, normally when it takes this long, something else is happening behind the scenes.
Which is a trade,
But for what? You keep Josh Rosen then?
I don't know.
Is he the answer? I don't know.
How long do they get at this point? Was it 5 minutes?
I think they get 10 minutes in the first round. 10 minutes? Yeah. Well, the first round, and then kind of ever since
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Well, way too long.
A lot of trades can go down.
It doesn't take this long unless there's something going on behind the scenes and someone's moving around with something.
I would have to agree.
I mean, if you're the Cardinals, I
just don't think Kingsbury should be like kissing the field that Arizona plays on for getting a head coaching job. To assume that guy can come into that spot and still get to go in and say, hey, not only am I getting this job, but this is who we're drafting. I don't think so.
That was probably one of the most interesting hires I've seen for the NFL.
To agree.
How random was that?
He goes from getting basically run out of Texas Tech to picking up the offense coordinator job at USC, which I thought for him was a dream
big
job.
Pickup, yeah.
Southern California, get to call some plays, sit up there with your glasses on, you look like Ryan Gosling, everyone loves you, and then all of a sudden he's the Cardinals head coach.
And then like a week later, he's like, "Hey guys, about this offer, I think I'm going to be a pro coach. Peace."
I mean,
I don't understand.
The man can leverage a deal, apparently.
I guess so, man. My theory is because he's got the Sean McVay look.
They're looking for that.
Yeah, young guy. Like, this guy looks like Sean McVay.
He's like high energy.
Yeah, so
that's
so Jason, you got a shot at
head coaching. I'm just going to apply for some jobs. I got the 5 o'clock shadow.
I got that going.
Athletic director straight to pro coach.
Yeah, hey, I've heard of crazier things happening. I mean, remember Jed Fish, offensive coordinator for the Jags? That we had a couple years ago?
Yeah.
He's the guy that brought in Alan Hearns. He's the guy that, all those guys. He was a high school offensive coordinator like 2 years before he was the Jags offensive coordinator. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
At PK Young. So, you never know, honestly.
You never know.
All right, the Cardinals have 3 minutes left.
Still 3 minutes.
And I've been thinking, you're right, like teams could be lobbying you for trades, but don't you think that's been going on too?
What are the rules? I mean, are they allowed to do that prior to the draft and kind of talk to each other?
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are, but I mean,
whether they can or not, they absolutely probably do.
Right.
Yeah,
there's
no
way. Well, yeah.
But at this point, somebody could always up their offer if they don't think they're getting them.
Man, but I don't know. What do you?
So if they don't trade down and they don't take Kyler Murray, who do they take?
Exactly. That's my whole thing here. It's either Kyler Murray or we use Josh Rosen to leverage some sort of picks. But who?
Quentin Williams is getting a lot of hype.
Absolutely.
Quentin Williams is a monster.
He is, man. He's one of the best defensive linemen I've seen play with my own eyes.
He is an absolute monster. But I don't think that's what's going to happen here. I think this is very intriguing to me that they're taking this long, and I'm wondering where Josh Rosen's going to end up because I don't feel like he's the answer in Arizona. He's expressed his disinterest in Arizona lately, so I don't know. This is going to be interesting.
I would love to see this be like a Raiders thing, like they're the ones causing this because they have so many picks in this draft, and Gruden is such
Spider 2 wide banana and behind the scenes.
He's just such a wild card, man.
Seriously,
just I want to make a name for myself, so I'm gonna just jack this whole draft up because I got all these picks.
I've seen. Did you see Mayock put out a mock draft yesterday? And it's like, dude, you literally work for the Raiders, but he put out a mock draft yesterday, and he had the Raiders getting Kyler Murray at whatever they're picking,
John Gruden has talked about how he likes Kyler Murray. I mean, it would not surprise me right now if the Raiders somehow swindle their way into getting another first-round draft pick and possibly Kyler Murray. I would not be surprised. I mean, but what is that worth to Arizona? Do they take two of the Raiders' 3? Maybe. I mean, maybe they trade the first pick for 2 of the Raiders, and they got 3 total, so it still gives them 1. That could happen.
That's steep to move up. But I mean, if you got your guy, you got your guy. You know.
Oh, man, I just don't see that as John Gruden's guy. Like he's like a drop back passer.
I just don't think he likes Carr.
No.
Because it's not his guy.
Yeah.
He didn't pick him. Like, Carr could be the best quarterback in the NFL, and he'd be like, I didn't pick you. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're out.
Right.
What can I do?
And he's not the best quarterback in the NFL.
No, he's not,
So
but he's
not
he
by a
has-
long shot.
He has that going for him, or against him. This place is starting to fill out a little bit. If you haven't yet, come check us out. We're at Engine 15 in Jacksonville Beach. Starting to get a little crowded here. We're going to have some more people come on. If you want to come on and talk, give us your take, come on up.
It's definitely a good showing. And again, thank you, Engine 15, for the hospitality, because this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and remember, you can follow us on Twitter, at Another Jags Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Another Jags Podcast. We're on YouTube Live. If you're watching this, you're on YouTube Live, so you know that already. But if you're not, you can tell your friends maybe.
First time here at Engine 15. Big fan.
Yeah, nice place.
It's huge.
Huge.
It's awesome.
Big fan. Huge fan. The pick is in.
The pick is in.
Oh, here it comes. Thank you for using all 9 minutes and 59 seconds of your time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I really don't think you got 10 minutes. That's ridiculous to me. I mean,
But it felt like 20, so it's got to be 10.
I mean, 3 minutes max is plenty of time.
Well, they shrink it once the later rounds start happening.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just like, all the trades are coming in. This is when you see people start panicking, like in the war rooms, like in the movie Draft Day. Kevin Costner.
Is that Kenny Smith? Who's the guy on the right?
No, it's not
It's
Kenny
Kenny
the
Mayne.
Jet Smith. That's
Kenny
the
Mayne.
old Lions GM there. What's his name? Man.
Mullen? No, he's in NFL Network.
I don't know. I'm sitting further than
That's not Kenny Mayne on the right. That's Kenny Mayne.
on my right, or our right, the far left.
Far left.
That's Kuiper.
It's Mel Kiper, and then you got Booger McFarland there.
All right. I'm further than 10 feet from the screen, man. I can't see hardly anything.
Bro, I'm blind, but I'm not.
You guys are
that
going to have to
blind.
translate for me.
All right, Joey, what do you think?
I think that's a big crowd outside somewhere.
You think it's Kyler Murray or no?
I do not think it's Kyler Murray.
Sticking to your guns.
I am. I think that
Okay.
was the biggest hype train of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Quinnen Williams.
That'd be awesome. That
Tip-
will really mix up the next picks. Here
Typical
we go.
booze here.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh,
Are you kidding
So
me?
there it is. Kyler Murray,
Kyler
quarterback out of Oklahoma, Heisman winner. Wow. So Josh Rosen's going somewhere, right?
Hey, that's
Isn't
10
that what that means?
That's 10 minutes of
Yeah, I
rides
think
that we're never
that
getting back.
10 minutes was. I think Kyler Murray was the whole time go. And I think they were trying to get something for Josh Rosen. What that is, and what that was, I guess we'll find out. But I think that's what the general holdup there was.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
So
I still hate. I think Arizona should be even worse next year because of that whole 10 minutes. Sorry about that.
I like Kyler Murray though.
I think, I hope he does good, man. I hope he breaks all the molds and
Stud.
he's Drew Brees or whatever. I mean, look at that suit.
I was gonna say,
come on.
if James were here, the first thing he would have commented on is the suit.
I told Ronan, I told Brandon up there at the bar, I said, look at Kyler Murray. So there ain't no way he's not going first base. You don't wear a suit
You
like
don't
that
wear
without
all-
a guarantee.
all pink.
You're going number one.
I mean, he's got white shoes too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's already been told. All right, awesome.
Awesome. Well, we got 7 minutes till the next pick. How about we take a quick 2-minute break? Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, Justin.
All right, take a
Appreciate
quick 2-minute
your
break.
time, man.
Hey, thanks
Appreciate
for
it,
having me
Justin.
on,
We'll be
gents.
right back.
Appreciate it.
We back locked and loaded?
Mic check.
Yeah, so I get my headphones on here. All right, we're here with Brandon, right?
Yeah.
Brandon, where are you from? You from Jax?
Not originally, but I kind of grew up all over the place in Chicago.
Oh, so Chicago people you're bringing on
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
They're all Chicago people.
I've been here about 10 years. Yeah.
Brandon
Okay,
is also a Florida State alum and
Jeez.
giant fan, so
Okay. Okay.
in the minority over and over again.
So the 49ers just picked Nick Bosa.
No shocker there.
Most
right?
obvious pick,
I think that
probably.
was an obvious pick.
So, I mean, I feel like they've drafted D linemen like every year, ever.
Yeah.
Like DeForest Buckner, Bosa. Who was the other guy they took? I can't remember.
He's a really good defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, they just draft him year after year.
Yeah.
When are they going to be good, though, again, is the thing. I mean, that's my problem if the Jaguars go defense in any form or fashion in the first 2 rounds, man. Like, dude, our defense has been loaded and just don't do it.
Yeah.
That's my
I mean,
point.
this past year, you can kind of see the light with San Fran. They have a new quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, their running backs were pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought defensive end was a good pick. Maybe offensive too. I mean, they need some weapons on the offensive side as well.
Yeah, so the Jets are on the clock.
All right, so
Joey, big Jets fan?
I mean, I think all of us. I'm gonna put this on Brandon because I can. He's a New York Jets. That's near Chicago, right? Somewhere. Like, same north.
Close.
Like, it's
Close.
cold. It's cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not here. So what do you think the Jets are gonna do, Brandon?
I mean, I think they have a solid defense. Last year, they have Jamal Adams, who I thought was a really good pick that they picked last year. There's a lot of defensive guys that are supposed to go early in the draft. If they don't pick one of the defensive ends that are left, I think they should definitely go offense, maybe a receiver. But other than that, I mean, they have a pretty solid team.
Yeah, it's pretty early for a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only
They
thing.
talked about him trading back, but I think they're another team that just seems like they draft D linemen every year. Like, it just seems like there's certain teams that draft D linemen every year, and the Jets are one of them. It just feels like it.
Yeah.
But
I want somebody to draft wide receiver before we have our first or second pick, because if we take Metcalf in any of the first 2 rounds, I'm again, if there was a chicken wing to throw, it would be thrown. I mean, I don't see that guy, and he's the highest rated wide receiver,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I think they pick.
I mean, hey, he's got a good beach bod, but doesn't translate.
he does have a nice beach bod. He gets after it in the gym. He looks like a freaking chiseled statue of Zeus.
So we're watching film here of
Bosa.
he's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Knock that. I mean,
no, he's good. And he's got good genes. His brother's really good. I mean, he had it made, dude. By him not playing the second half of the season was the smartest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to dominate.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's like kind of NFL ready. So
Yeah.
they're just gonna throw him in there and
Very
just let him
true.
run.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he does. I mean, the Jags played the Jets, so we'll get a first-hand look at how he does. And
I know I've gotten this wrong like at least 3 times on the recording session. So the Jets picked up who? They picked up in free agency.
Le'Veon Bell.
Bell, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean,
yeah,
Jets could be nasty next year.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm thinking.
You got a quarterback that's got a couple years in the league now. I mean, he was a pretty high draft pick. They've made some moves. I'm kind of interested to see where they go here.
I think Sam Darnold really is going to make or break that team.
I mean, he's that
That's a good
prototypical
point.
guy, dude. He's
Yeah.
big. He's got a strong arm.
He makes throws that pop your eyes, but then he does things where you're just like, that's a rookie.
Yeah.
And so hopefully he kind of grows out of those things, but
It was
I don't know.
Awesome last year at the Jags game. I went to the Jets-Jags, and the guys in front of me, like, one dude was from Jacksonville, the other guy was from New York, and had the Darnold jersey on. And the Jags guy was like, I had to go to New York the year before. We lost to him. And, so we were just ribbing him the entire time. He's like, I hate Jacksonville. I'm never coming here again. It was fantastic. That's the kind of fan I am, I guess.
again, we'll remind you guys we're at Engine 15 in Jax Beach. So if you are watching this on YouTube Live and you're like, man, I want to correct them on something stupid they said, come up to Engine 15 Jax. We have a seat for you. We have,
Brandon.
We have Brandon sitting here right now in the hot seat, which we're calling it the hot seat because no one probably planned on doing this.
It is type warm. I'm a little nervous.
And no one woke up this morning thinking, man, I'm going to be on a recorded podcast and I'm going to be on YouTube Live.
This is awesome.
But yeah.
We're basically yanking people out of the crowd, putting them in a seat, and seeing how they react to it. And honestly, some of them are doing better than me, so that's not a bad thing.
We're
whatsoever.
thinking about, and we have this tradition here on the podcast. There's 3 of us, and whenever one's not here, we take full advantage of just dogging on them.
Yeah.
So James may be replaced after this is like an interview for people. So James might have lost his job
People
tonight
are
because
interviewing. James is our big toe. I mean, we need a new big toe.
I'm pretty sure James just took an Uber. I'm pretty sure he's left.
no, it's okay. He wanted us to read his bold prediction. What was it? Do you remember?
I do. It was actually, he thinks 3 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 10 picks. And so far, he's right. One's already gone.
not bad.
Okay.
You still have Haskins, and Luck was his 3rd choice.
Is that really that bold,
Drew
though?
Luck.
Yeah.
I think it is because the quarterback class is not that deep.
Yeah, but 3 quarterbacks go top 10 every year.
Yeah, but they shouldn't.
That's a stretch. I mean, some of these teams are defensive needs. That have defensive needs. Like the Jets probably won't pick one.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
the Giants. I mean,
Probably
will
the
they?
Giants.
I mean, I bet they will.
Yeah, and you got to think a team's going to trade in.
Yeah, you have to think.
right?
Oakland
Unless-
has a couple picks.
Unless Washington trades in, I don't think they're going in the top 10.
That's a good point.
What about the Redskins could trade in? The Dolphins could trade in.
Well, what about that? What about Snyder's comment of he's going to make splashes in the draft? What do you think that means?
I think it's a smokescreen. I think everything that gets said is a
And
smokescreen.
that's, I think, kind of the funnest part of the pre-draft stuff is that sports writers don't really know. Nobody knows, and the coaches, they talk about players. The players they talk about are probably not the ones they're taking because they don't want to like tip their hand. So it's like this, like nobody has any idea going into it, and sometimes I don't even think the guys making the picks know what is going to happen until the last minute.
Yeah.
It's like draft day with Kevin Costner.
Exactly. I think we've referenced that twice now.
We're going for a record.
Hey, Kevin, can you come over here and take Brandon's spot? Kevin's not actually here. No, okay.
Kevin Costner?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought you had a friend named Kevin back
No,
there.
I don't. I just figured draft day's been mentioned multiple times. So.
Oh, man. All right, so is the pick in? Or,
pick is in.
Okay, all right.
Will they go defense? Defensive line?
I think they have to. Given how strong the defensive draft is.
That's true.
And then Quinnen Williams. You got to take Quinnen Williams. I mean, I've said this over and over again, but Quinnen Williams is the best player, I think, in this draft.
I think he's the absolute best
Is
player.
he that fellow from Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, D lineman. If
Yeah,
you watch
that
any
guy
Alabama
is-
games, you're just like
a freak.
Who is that guy? Like he's
a
in on every play.
He's
Yeah.
a monster.
So I mean,
Got a motor. I mean, yeah. He's the best player. I agree.
Especially,
we don't agree on anything.
I think that their offense will at least be
Yeah.
more competitive with Le'Veon Bell, and
Yeah.
they got the second-year quarterback. So
I mean, if there's any motivation for a guy who's not motivated, Le'Veon Bell has to show up and prove himself this
Exactly.
year after the junk he pulled last year. So I have to agree with that.
he can always be like Bortles and just hand it off
Yeah.
to Le'Veon Bell.
So what is going to happen?
oh, okay? I think we're actually getting the pick here now. Man, they drag this thing out for
They
ratings,
do,
man. They
man.
really do.
I think the commercial sponsors have chipped in on this whole timing thing.
I was thinking that as well. I'm like, is Arizona really contemplating on who to pick?
That's a good
yeah.
point.
But at the same time, I was thinking, I wonder how many trade offers are going on in those
true.
what
I
is
mean,
it, 2 to 5 minutes or
We
something?
don't know all the stuff going on in the back end, that's for sure.
Roger Goodell.
Quinnen Williams, there he is.
Oh,
Quinnen Williams
Pick,
going to the
Joey.
Jets.
Good pick.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably thinking like they got the
Wow.
steal of the draft.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, I mean that's
that's nasty.
Their defense is going to be solid.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't want to play the Jets.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
they're going to be a sneaker team, I think.
I think they could be.
I mean, they got Jamal Adams is one of my favorite players to watch.
Yep,
and
exactly.
He's
I think him and he compares well with Derwin James for the Chargers. I think they're kind of 1A, 1B.
Yeah,
But
I like it. So everybody else we've asked as well, we'll keep asking this. Brandon, who do you want the Jags to take?
that's a good question. I would love to see another offensive weapon, but I feel like the past maybe 5 years or so, we've kind of gotten disappointed drafting offensive players and, us still not working out. But at the same time, we've also gone draft heavy on the defense. I think if we're going to pick anyone, it either should be an offensive lineman or the tight end from Iowa that would essentially help block and be an offensive piece. But
You and Jason would get along great because that was like straight on the fence.
Yeah.
Not actually answering the question,
Yeah.
which he loves to do.
that's how we do it. That's how I do it. But I always get things right though. Like I was against Kyler Murray tonight being the first pick, but if you remember, like months ago,
Yes.
I was like Kyler
You did
Murray.
say that.
Before it was even popular, I said Kyler Murray is going to be the first pick in the draft.
But all it really comes down
see
to
it.
is the Jags pick. I've said Hawkinson for like 2 months now before the train started, so we will see.
Thank you, Matt. Our,
Oh.
our cameraman Matt is hooking us up here.
Nice.
thank you, Matt.
Yeah,
We've got a key grip.
dude, Matt knows what he's doing, man.
does,
Matt
obviously.
knows what he's
He
doing.
Matt did not
Adjusted.
take an Uber home.
Matt.
All right.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, guys.
yeah, for sure.
for coming
All
on,
right,
man.
thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate you
we'll see
showing
you.
up.
Yep.
This is awesome.
All right, I say we take a quick 2-minute break. We'll get another guest in here, and we'll be right back. Thanks for listening.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back. Are you ready, Joey?
I am ready, man. It's getting kind of thick in here, actually. We got quite a few people showing up. So
Gotta get my seat
sorry for
right
the
here.
delays, but we gotta greet our fans and say
Yeah,
thank you
exactly.
for
We're getting
coming,
some people on. It's getting crowded in
and-
here.
yeah, definitely fun so far.
I've almost got my seat where I want it. I'm sitting in this weird like airplane, old airplane seat.
Is it airplane or is it like a hair like a Venus salon?
I don't know. Yeah.
We do. Oh, Dave.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Dave, you gotta
exactly
put the
what we're
headphones
waiting
on, Dave.
for. All right, so
All right, so we got Dave Sullivan on now. And Dave is a hardcore Villanova fan, so not really applicable to anything going on tonight, but
Just a little backstory.
Still,
I thought I was a Jaguar fan until I listened to you guys on the podcast, and I was like, whoa,
well,
that's graduate level.
nah, it's okay.
Doctorate.
I mean, when you're losers like us, you have no life.
Man, that's impressive.
Well, the Raiders are about to pick.
which is very interesting. No telling what is going to happen.
I'm thinking
here.
Josh Allen, maybe.
Yeah. What about Sweat?
Nah, I think he goes later.
Do you think so?
Think they're going to go quarterback?
I think they go. Oh, Clelin Ferrell, DN from Clemson,
Wow.
which is probably the
That's a shocker.
man.
Isn't it?
That's a reach, right? That's a serious reach.
I would say it's a Raiders pick, but they have a whole new. I mean, it's John Gruden. It's look at the fans. The Raiders fans are in disbelief.
Oh, they're putting hoodies up.
Oh,
they're like,
my
I'm not even a
gosh.
Raiders fan anymore.
That's awesome.
So the Raiders legend continues.
Yeah, but to be fair, I was watching.
I don't remember seeing that name on any
okay.
or hearing
Okay,
that
here's
name
the
on
thing.
any
I'd have to actually
podcast.
No, here's the thing. When I was watching Jonah Williams film, and the only knock on Jonah Williams was in the national championship game, Clelin Ferrell whipped him.
Well, you can't
Like,
go wrong with the Clemson guy. I mean,
like,
they're obviously the
destroyed
past
him.
2 years have been the best, but that guy was not even on the radar at this point. Number 4 overall? Like, seriously?
Yeah, that's gonna definitely be the surprise pick of the draft.
Wow. So, let's see. So Farrell is 6'5", 260 pounds. Good baseline, outside run stopper, and explosive pass rusher. So, I mean,
He is. He made Jonah Williams look like a rag doll.
which is hard to do. 'cause that guy's a monster.
I mean, everyone that loves Jonah Williams,
which I do.
which I like him too.
Isn't he going to be like in the next couple picks?
He'll probably be the first or second offensive lineman taken.
If we take offensive line at number 7, I would not be mad with that pick at all.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, national championship game. They're showing clips right now of it. Actually, this is Jonah Williams blocking.
You guys were arguing for him or Taylor.
Yeah.
or me for him and me against Taylor and Jason for
Yeah.
Taylor and against him.
So, Dave, what do you think? You watch the Jags a decent amount. What do you think the Jags need?
Based on our situation, I think I'm leaning tight end or offensive tackle or offensive line, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, you can't knock that. I mean, we've drafted defense.
Yeah, I would go right guard.
Yeah,
Taylor.
Well, the biggest issues are the line and the tight end. So, makes sense. Tight end seems like it's just so high for tight end.
Seemed like that conference the other day with Coughlin.
Oh yeah,
they were kind of leaning toward.
And that makes me think that they're almost not going to do it though, because they do so much like smoke and mirror stuff that like I think the fact that they said that is like I don't know, man. Every time those guys do anything, it's totally unexpected, totally out of the blue. So,
but like you guys were saying a couple shows ago, we get a decent plug-in on our offensive line. That could be a pretty. Yeah. Get some healthy guys. It could bring right back to like a couple of years ago.
As long as everybody stays
Pretty
healthy, we have
line.
a solid unit. They're cohesive. I mean, they're not spectacular, but I think they're good enough. But we relied on that last year, and then everybody gets hurt. And what do you do? So
it's just such a crazy job. You got people piling on back. I mean,
you got people falling into your knees.
Guys don't get hurt.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, Norwell's coming back this year at left guard. He's supposed to be. I mean, everything that he showed in Carolina when we signed him to a mega deal was that he was like one of the best guards in the league.
He was.
We have Linder coming back at center. Cam Robinson coming back at left tackle.
Which Robinson did more than a...
It's that right side of the line, though, that's just up in the air right now.
What, you don't think can hold that down?
No. Parnell's gone.
You don't think Can can be serviceable, like enough?
Oh, man, I haven't checked YouTube in a while. I apologize. We'll be on top of it. See ya. Bye.
What's wrong with YouTube?
Nothing. I just haven't checked those questions. Yeah. This is from Lumberzack 2. He says Jawan Taylor at 7 or trade back and take Hawkinson / Noah Fant.
Hawkinson's not going to be there to trade back, I don't think. Fant probably will be, but he's not the dual threat. He's not a blocker and a catcher, so I wouldn't be okay with that. Taylor, I don't want us to take. There's also stuff coming out today that he's got like health issues that they've been hiding and that are coming to fruition.
I don't know.
That wasn't in Jason's research.
It wasn't, but it's actually like that's why he's kind of gotten off like the thing. That's why Hawkinson's
what
like
kind of health issues?
They didn't disclose them. They said there's stuff that people are concerned with, thinking the Jaguars might be one of them, and that's kind of why Hawkinson's gotten to be the hot topic now instead of him is because of that. I mean, it could all be fake news. I mean, I don't know. Obviously,
they also said that he had like weight issues like fluctuating weight. Like he came into Florida like a young kid, fat, and lost weight. That's not weight fluctuations. That's what any fat offensive lineman does when they go to college. They get into the strength program and they get in shape. Like,
yeah, but he had a horrible strength program for quite a while in Florida. He did. They were awful.
Come on.
The players were going outside of the program and hiring strength coaches because McElwain's guy was not doing anything. That's a concern for me. I don't want to take a guy that's missed multiple years of development at number 7. I have a problem with that.
Michael Wilbraham says this is setting up perfect for Jags to take a D end. They have high on the board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which was my fake call this morning when we texted about it. I was like, yeah, we're going D end, and that's gonna be the worst. I mean, it absolutely might happen. And God, we don't need another D end right now. That's not what we need for next year.
Lumberzack 2 says, let's be honest, the best thing of this draft day will be Ramsey's 5th-year option being picked up.
That's the only solid. That's the only guarantee that it's been picked up.
They talked about how like the timing of that was like intentional to be like, but like
it was questionable. Why did they do it earlier? But I mean, like, hey, at least we did one good thing today, right, guys?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you had to do it, but why did they wait till today? It was super weird.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear that. I was out of town.
No, you were flying. Yeah,
they were flying,
they
man.
picked up Ramsey's 5th-year option. So
yeah, which they expected to happen, but the timing of it was literally like hours before the draft. So it's like,
and when do we have to close the deal with Ngakoue or make a decision?
Man, dude, the guy that just got signed by Kansas City in that trade to a $100 million deal.
Ngakoue's getting paid.
DeMarcus Lawrence got.
You don't think we should pay him?
I know Jags fans love Ngakoue.
You love Ngakoue.
The strip sack. Come
on.
But is he
master?
$100 million though? Could you draft a guy here and not pay him and pay Ramsey and pay Miles Jack and pay these other guys? Like, Ngakoue's year last year wasn't as good as his rookie year. So
that's an art form.
You're right.
Plus, he's
you can't teach.
Plus, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's good. He was a steal in the draft. He's a sleeper, and everyone likes an underdog story. But at the same time, man, if he comes out and plays the way he did last year, he's not worth $100 million.
Oh, I agree. But that's what it's going for right now.
Yeah.
So since we obviously have the full time here, what about Telvin? Do we think that that's something we have to draft for at this point? Maybe get a middle linebacker?
Has there been any movement on that? Because I remember when I left, you were talking that he had an answered phone call.
And he still hasn't. Like Marone said multiple times that he's reached out, no response back. And whatever, man.
Might be in Tahiti.
He might be. Or he might,
that's where Dave just was.
Phone or something.
And good for him, but answer your coach, man. I mean, just say, hey, I'm in Tahiti. I'll be there when I'm supposed to be. I mean,
seriously.
He didn't have a great year last year. He looked lost. He overran coverages. And for him not to show up, okay. For him not to answer his boss, not okay in my mind. I mean, that shows something's going on there. So I don't know.
Well, the Bucs picks in. We got a Make-A-Wish kid giving the announcement, which is nice. Nice to the NFS.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Pretty tall guy.
Or Goodell's short. I don't know, honestly.
Goodell's probably like 6'2" or 3, I think.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's got to be a linebacker, Devin White. Yeah, there it is.
Ah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Jason, what's your
All right, so Giants. Who's it going to be?
Oh, no. It is big Giants. Now, the Giants.
This is a pivotal pick.
It is.
There has been some movement where we could make a surprise pick.
If they just totally don't draft a quarterback, does that mean that they traded for Josh Rosen?
Trade for what, though? I mean, they haven't announced anything. Don't they have to?
No, I mean, they could trade like a third, though.
But they have to let everybody else know what picks they picked up, right? You can't just say,
You don't have to. I mean, they could just say in the third round when it's the Giants pick, they say that trade's been made.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's kind of cool.
I mean, the news will probably come out, but
I would have to say so.
You wouldn't know now, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
all right, here's the call of the night.
Hot take.
Yep, I think they're taking Haskins.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
it'd be a good pick.
It would be. I mean, a lot of people are big on Haskins. So
I heard his Wonderlic was like 12, though.
And then he's got a year or two to work with Eli.
Yeah. Yeah, Old man Eli don't have much left, but he could definitely bring somebody like Haskins up, and they're kind of similar quarterbacks.
And then you don't have to throw him in the trenches.
That's true.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, I think Haskins could be a good fit there.
That's the logical pick at that, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, unless they're trading for Rosen.
Who else do you think it could be?
I think they may trade for the Arizona's old quarterback, and I think they'll draft maybe a D lineman here. Yeah, they still got Sweat on the board. You still have Josh Allen on the board from Kentucky. So I don't know. I think you could see something.
So if they don't pick Haskins, then what?
God, I would love for that to happen because I almost want them the Jags to take Haskins
opens
at
up
that
a whole
point.
can of worms.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. This is a pivotal pick for like not just us, but for lots of other picks down the line. So it'd be very interesting.
Somebody could try to trade. They could try to get us to trade down.
I will say the James Man's 3 quarterbacks in the top 10 are hinging on this as well.
Yeah, we'll see. That was his bold prediction. So
we will see. All right, so we got some downtime.
I'm betting the next round.
On who? Wait, I need to make sure I get this bet down if you're betting the next round. Who you betting?
Haskins.
Haskins?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
All right, we'll take the next round. I'll take the next round. That's not
What was
Haskins.
all the predictions for them to pick?
Haskins.
Oh, was? All right.
Yeah. It's logical. And that was if he dropped to that point, which I'm kind of surprised he did, honestly.
Yeah.
Who else has got knocked out with that surprise pick at 4?
Josh
should have
Allen,
been picked by now?
a DN from Kentucky.
Yeah,
he was supposed to go pretty early.
Which he was a beast for Kentucky.
Yeah,
but,
he's good.
I mean,
he's a good player.
Maybe that's some of the Southeast and not a lot of people seeing him outside of that. But I mean, I don't know. That was a typical Raiders pick. He must have had a good combine. He must have some good stats because they're all about the guys that did nothing in college and had all kinds of good
Yeah, but it's
numbers.
not the same Raiders anymore.
I know it's not, but it's still the Raiders.
So I'm disappointed. Holyfield went out this year.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Dave's our resident Georgia fan.
He is.
That's what I forgot to mention.
We were running through the list earlier, the top 100 players, and I had to go all the way down to 73 to find a Georgia player, but it was Holyfield, and I'm like, dang, man, that's rough.
So Dave's such a big Georgia fan. He's one of the guys that goes into RV City.
Lives under the bridge.
He's a bridge dweller. So how many years in a row did you do RV City? 10 years in a row.
And that takes some commitment. That takes some time. That takes some planning.
I don't know if you've ever been down to RV City, but it is it's something else.
It's a lot of pre-flight planning.
It's not as bad as it used to be, though, right? Like you can reserve your spot now. You don't have to like wait in line. Or is
No, it's still waiting
you still
line.
have to go
And
wow.
though it used to be Wednesday morning shuffle, now it's Tuesday morning shuffle. They get you in, but you gotta have your ducks in a row.
So what? You guys set up shop and take turns?
People that get online like the Friday before the game, so they can be in their lawn chairs, sitting in their site.
That's crazy.
And then, you got to try it. If you're like 60, 70 in line, but you pretty much know where you're going, you still have to maneuver down because in that 1 hour, there's already people putting their awnings up and lawn chairs
getting
out.
all ready.
So it's like try not to kill anybody when I get to my spot. That's
It's a
awesome.
mess.
Try to maneuver in there.
It's a mess. Well, Brady Bauer says on YouTube says Josh Allen's gonna be the next pick. I think he might be right, but I think before we get to this pick, we're gonna take a break because then we got the Jags pick coming up. So let's take a break here, and then we'll come back with the Giants pick.
Awesome
and then,
joining
Jags
you,
pick.
dude.
Thanks,
Hey,
Dave.
Appreciate it, Dave. Thank you very much.
We're on the clock right now. We're back. We didn't want to go off for too long with the Jags on the clock. The Giants just picked Daniel Jones, quarterback from Duke.
What a bet.
Wow.
I can't believe that.
We're back with Mike.
Honestly, I can't be mad at the Jags pick at all anymore.
So you think
I can if they pass on Josh Allen.
Well, I can't. Oh, God, they are. See, that's
If
what I
they
said.
pass on Josh
it's going to
Allen, I
happen.
can't
They're
believe
going to
it.
take him.
They have to.
It fell to him.
we have a question? Yes.
Thoughts on the recent Giants pick? A lot of is Eli going to play next year? What do we think about the potential from the young guy from Duke who looks stellar?
I think the reason why they drafted him is because he doesn't have to play next year. And I think they want to give Eli a year to train him. And, I mean, he literally, if you don't know, the coach of Duke, David Cutcliffe, was Eli Manning's quarterback coach in college. So there literally is, like, the same things going on there. So I think the reason why they drafted him is so that he could sit for a year under Eli Manning. But
I mean, he's like a run pass option quarterback, right? I mean, you were kind of big on him to start with.
no, he's like a
He's a pro style, but
he's
he's loose. I mean, he's pro style because it's Cutcliffe, but they do some like.
I mean, he's got the size.
I mean, everyone does RPOs now,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's. I think he'll be good. I think he's a very underrated quarterback, and I think if it was a guy like Haskins or Murray, the fans would have been clamoring
Oh my
for him
God.
this
you
year.
pass on Haskins for Daniel Jones. I can't
That's
believe
crazy
that's
town.
possible.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's horrible.
I mean, I think his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Follow up
absolutely,
question.
man. Come on.
So just a follow-up question to that one. Was there a better quarterback in the draft for the Giants potentially in your opinions? And why do you think that this guy may have been a better fit if so?
I'd love to take that one because honestly, I would have taken Haskins, Locke. I would have taken.
I don't even like Locke, and I would take him over Jones.
I would have taken Greer over that guy, man.
I don't know about
I mean,
that.
absolutely. I mean, his completion percentage in college was like 40%.
It was in the 50s, but he also played at. He was last year.
Maybe last
he
year.
was 59% last year.
Average though is like
That's
well
true.
below that.
Look who he played with, dude. He played with Duke players.
And then, oh come on, man.
He played at Duke.
That was an awful pick.
And
that's like Blake,
you guys heard me laughing, but he did play for Duke.
that's
so I will
like
defend it
Bortles.
a
That's
little
like
bit.
Bortles 2.0. right
Honestly,
there.
I don't dislike that pick as much.
I hate it.
I don't.
At 6, you could take him at trade back. I'm sure someone was.
Dude, that
willing
guy
to
was
trade
not
back.
going in the first round.
They obviously
yeah,
like
he
him.
was.
They obviously like him. So, I mean, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm okay with that pick because the front office obviously loved him. And if they loved him, what else can you do? You know?
Yeah,
so I think he'll be fine.
I'm
I
glad
think
he's
he'll
off
be
the
fine.
board so he doesn't come to us at some point
Yeah.
later on. I mean,
But the Jags picks in. They're gonna run it with a little bit. They're gonna get us some ad time here. We're gonna have to hear people talk, but
All right, so let's go around. Let's go around the circle here. Who are they taking? Final answer.
Josh Allen.
T.J. Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Tom Coughlin, maybe. I mean, anything's gonna happen, but that's crazy.
Yeah. I think Allen is more of a Coughlin pick than Hawkinson for sure.
I got a
think so?
text. I got a text from a friend that said next year we should sell ads during our breaks.
Sell ads
Thoughts?
during our breaks.
I don't think anyone wants to
Buy an ad during our break. Honestly, I mean,
Actually, Grizz Logistics might be.
Oh,
interested
Grizz
in that.
Logistics?
Yeah, we might
Oh, okay. Hey, there's no free publicity here, buddy. Nice try.
Sorry.
Nice
Wow.
try.
I'll buy your next beer.
he just
for that one.
dropped one in there.
Technically, he did say he'd pay for my tab, and I bought my own. But
Okay, I think technically you made that up. All right, so yeah, I think it's Hawkinson because, I mean, the bottom line is that Foles needs a tight end. He absolutely needs a tight end. So unless they trade for one, they trade a third-round
it's a
pick
very
for like
deep
Kyle
draft.
Rudolph. No, he needs an explosive playmaker.
I think so.
explosive playmaker.
And there's not a wide receiver I would want.
Look at that Duval.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I like it.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
You can hear the Duval
Get a
chants in the
Duval
background.
chant in the background?
That's why we're at Engine 15, Jack's Beach, right there, boys.
That's nice. We got some people showing up.
All right,
Man, I'm like on the edge of my bench.
been
honestly.
waiting for this moment for a long time.
Literally, he is.
Yeah.
Oh man, please don't make me mad.
Josh
Jaguars.
Allen, please. Juwan Taylor.
Oh,
Did not see
At
that
the
coming.
very
Knew
worst.
they were gonna do it. To
Best
me.
player available. He's the third player on the board, fourth
Wow.
player on the board.
Yes,
It's a
he's the best player
fantastic
available,
pick.
but
Wow.
we did not need to do that
Yeah,
this
I don't like
year.
that
Why?
pick. I don't like
Why?
that pick.
Because we need to be good next year.
We can. Josh Allen is an elite
Is Josh
player.
Allen going to score touchdowns for us? Negatory.
How many touchdowns did we score 2017?
I don't like it.
How many
I don't
defensive
like it.
touchdowns did we score 2017 with Fowler on the field?
Who's he going to play? Who's he going to play for?
He's the same position that we traded Fowler for.
How many snaps did Fowler play?
A lot. Let's go look at PFF.
Probably, what, 30%, 40%?
Guys, I gotta tell you, you needed a defensive end.
I don't know, man.
Before this even started,
Not in the first. I mean, not in the first round.
I love it.
take a page out of
My reverse jinx didn't work.
I don't know,
Let's see what
man.
Twitter's saying about it.
That's a strange pick to me, man, because
Like I said, that's TC. That's got it. It's written all over him, man. That's straight.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted offense at the same time, but
Now our offensive line is not.
who's
the
going to
second-
play?
shored up.
This is a
no scoring weapon.
Who
added.
is Foles going to throw
you
to?
know we have 3 drafts tomorrow, or we have 3 picks
Oh, so who's going to throw
tomorrow.
to second round receivers? Because that works out really well for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
It
I mean,
hasn't Allen Robinson.
DJ Chark,
Okay, so one player we
our
picked.
most recent one,
So one person.
our most recent pick
Come
has
on,
not
Jason.
worked out.
You're better than that. I know you.
What do you
You're better
what do you
than
think? This is one of
that.
the
We have 3 picks tomorrow.
this is one of the worst receiver
4
drafts
picks
in a
tomorrow.
while, and we're gonna get one in the
It's
second
not.
round.
It's actually one of the deepest they've said.
Oh my gosh, get out of here! If it was deep,
Not the deepest,
If it
it's
was
pretty-
deep, a
it's a
guy would have
pretty
got
deep
taken
draft.
in the first round.
We're 5 picks in. Come on, Jason.
How is it the deepest wide receiver draft? Metcalf is the number one ranked wide receiver.
I will rephrase. It's a deep draft. I don't necessarily say all of them are going to be fantastic, but Hakeem Butler, you got the Mississippi guys. Ohio State has a few.
I don't know. That baffles me.
No, I don't like that.
They're not going to be starting this year anyways. Who would they be starting over?
No, I'm saying we could get Hawkinson, could have gotten a tackle, could have gotten a guy.
Still get a
I don't
tight end.
think Allen is going to get to play that many snaps.
He's not.
You have Calais Campbell on one side playing the big end. You have Yannick Ngakoue who you're about to pay $100 million to on the other side.
Well, let's take that, though, for So, I mean, I assume this was going to be a draft where TC, Marone, all those guys were trying to save their job. This is not a, like, next year save your job pick. This is a 2-3 years out pick when contracts are coming up, when guys are getting too old. Like, this is a building a team for the future. I think you're
how many snaps did Fowler play in 2017?
How many, or what's the percentage? It would be a better indicator.
I think it was like 28%.
I think it was like 33.
So I'm just going to go straight Fowler versus Yannick now. I can't find a percentage.
Dude, I can already tell you it's like 30%. It's like 33%.
He played way more than 30%.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I don't care how many snaps he played. I want somebody on offense that's going to make an impact next year. And we didn't get it.
Foles has no weapons.
We have 4 picks tomorrow. How do you know we're not going to get a fantastic guard tomorrow? Dalton Reisner.
Because I don't trust our...
Because I don't want.
But you trust.
I don't want a guy in the second round.
But you trust the pick right now to be good.
Yes.
On offensive line.
No, I don't. I don't anymore.
So what difference does it make?
Because if they would have taken Taylor or Williams or Hawkinson, that would have given us someone that we could plug in this year. Who is Foles going to throw to?
If I was Foles right now, I'd be like, why did I sign up here?
Yeah. Who's Foles going to throw to?
Like, thanks, guys.
D.D. Westbrook?
Pick me up another practice squad tight end.
D.D. Westbrook is his best option right now. Marquise Lee, coming off an ACL.
Maybe.
Keelan Cole. I mean, who's he throwing to? James O'Shaughnessy.
Westbrook is our best option.
You pay all this money to a quarterback. Like, why not bring in Tyrod Taylor if you're going to give him this scrub group?
I agree, man.
Like, I don't get it.
I think we have a lot of picks left. And high.
Dude, we have
round.
2/3.
And
let's not act like we're the freaking Raiders,
I
dude.
think exactly what happened was
we
had our
rounder.
pick. We didn't expect him to fall to us. He did fall to us, and they went with best available and didn't fill
You're
a
really
need,
willing
man.
to take a tight end at 7
Yes,
over an elite defensive pass rusher?
Absolutely.
We have two elite pass rushers.
One that's 33 years.
So what?
33 years
Okay.
old.
Proven that he can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, for
I don't care
he's
about
33.
3 years down the road or 4 years down
What
the road.
about
I care
next
about
year?
Next year.
What? We can address it next year. I mean, if there's one thing we've shown we can do is we can draft good D ends late.
We have?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yannick Ngakoue.
So one player.
Yes.
Okay.
So why not try to do that again and get someone that we know is going to... Man, like...
Smoot. How's Smoot been?
Hey,
you want to rely on Smoot on third down?
Before we strangle each other, I think we should find other people and see what they think about that draft pick. Because
let's do it.
Obviously, everybody knows how we feel.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see if we can bring a couple people in.
You ready?
So we got Landon with us.
Landon,
Appreciate you
right?
coming
Landon,
out,
where are
man.
you from, Landon?
I'm from here.
Born and raised.
You're born and raised Jackson.
Good old Fletcher boy.
You're a Fletcher boy?
Yeah.
So we got 3 Fletcher boys right now?
Yeah, graduated
That's
with
what
me.
I'm talking about.
Guilty as
4
charged.
Fletcher boys at the
4.
table. That's what I'm talking about.
where we go.
This is a smart group.
So obviously we got a little heated with that because that was unexpected. It was defense, and I mean, what are your thoughts? Are you happy with that? Like, obviously he's a great player, but it doesn't help our offense whatsoever.
It does not help our offense whatsoever. I think that we're pretty solid defensive-wise and was hoping for early round offensive pick, but it didn't happen.
I know. I just don't get it, man. I mean, Jason, usually we disagree, and you're all about a good player. I mean, I know we've got guys coming up that are getting older. We've got contracts that are probably going to end. But, I mean, that's baffling to me.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, let's do it. Troy's got.
Hawkinson goes right
Imagine
after.
that.
Gosh, dude.
Well picked,
Come
Detroit.
on.
Hey, I'm officially a Detroit Lions fan at this point.
For real, dude.
I'm going to
Get
start
outta here.
another Detroit Lions podcast on my own. Come on.
Brady Bauer says, told you. Michael Wilbraham says 2 a.m. in the UK to see the inevitable. Andrew Lloyd said, Jason, how many rookie wide receivers have been difference makers in the last decade?
2. But so?
Rookie wide receivers? I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster came in and tore it up.
True. I mean, I'm thinking Randy Moss.
Randy Moss was a beast, but that was like 2 decades ago. I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard.
Again, the whole thing with Hawkinson, though, is he's not just an offensive weapon. He's also a blocker.
He could have opened it up for Fournette.
I agree. I think that's his whole
and he gives
game.
defense something else to worry about.
And he goes the very next pick. So the whole thing about, hey, you don't take a tight end that high is obviously garbage. I don't understand our front office, man.
That's
maybe they're thinking we'll score his backup.
Maybe. I mean, Fant's not going to be there at what,
I don't think he'll be in the second round. I mean, could they trade back in with some
That's what I was
picks?
wondering.
Maybe. I mean,
I guess.
I don't know, man. It's tough for me, man. I'm not a fan of this pick. I mean, admittedly, I haven't watched a bunch of film on Allen because I didn't think he was even like a possibility.
No, he's a very solid guy. I mean, I watch him play the Gators every year. Like, he is disruptive. He's awesome, but
Okay. See ya.
again, we don't need that for next year. We might need that 2-3 years down the road, but that does not help us next year.
Man, that's tough right there.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player. I just don't know if defense is what you needed to fill first.
No, I mean, we just keep drafting defense every year unless we trade up for a horrible quarterback. I mean, it's like our MO.
So we have our Twitter's been blowing up too. It's hard. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all these.
No, it's fine.
I'm trying. We got all things going on. This is from Duval Till We Die, Duval 904, and he's at Howler361. He says, "Ever heard of D.D. Westbrook or Fournette or Lee or Cole or DJ Chark?" And I would answer, I have heard of them, and I do not think
Obviously.
they're very good.
I think Dede is going to have. That's the blanket statement. I agree, but I mean, there's a lot of what ifs. I mean, yeah, Dede showed at the end of the year, and I definitely think Foles is going to make Dede better, and he's the one guy last year that played like a man, and I think he's going to have a breakout year. But we don't know what Lee's going to do. I mean, dude, that's a major knee injury, and all we've heard is that he's on schedule for it. And on top of that, he's also a guy that has had injury issues in the past. So you can't rely on that. I mean, Chark, great special teams player, but dude, he dropped way too many balls last year. Keelan Cole was a flash, from a practice squad. You can't rely on him. I mean, one of the most amazing catches we've ever seen. But, dude, yeah, we Fournette, we're banking everything on Fournette at this point, with not an offensive lineman that's new to help block for him. So, dude, that literally, I'm baffled.
The Kenny at KNNTHP3 says that guy better be the next Julius Peppers. You bring in a new quarterback only to give him no weapons and pile on defense. That's already awesome.
Well said.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
That's kind of how I feel on it.
It's got, man.
I mean, I need a minute to ponder.
And as well as Foles plays with a tight end.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Ertz was like his go-to. I mean,
So do you think you'll see a trade for like a Kyle Rudolph, or do you think you'll see?
there's just nobody out there that's
Better you can find a guy if you really
you can
try.
find another guy, but there's nobody out there that's like a
position's
great
tough.
player. There's barely a tight end. I mean, Rudolph is okay, but he's old.
Yeah, I mean, no one gets rid of good tight ends.
Exactly. I mean, why would you? There's not a lot of them, and everybody uses one at this point. I mean, I don't know.
We have through the text line. We have Darren who says value over everything. He just said we got a just almost surefire Pro Bowler at 7.
Okay. I don't.
Nobody disagrees with that.
I don't exactly.
I don't know if he's Khalil Mack though. Is he Khalil Mack?
He's a solid player, but is it where the fit is? I mean, is it necessary?
He obviously dropped for a reason. He might be, but not next year.
I don't think he's Khalil Mack. I'm gonna just say it right now. So.
More to come on that. Jason's got some serious film review to do.
God, dude, my next
Twitter will be blowing up tomorrow. With
Yeah, make sure you follow our Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen in my... I honestly don't know how I feel, to be honest with you. I don't.
I know how I feel. I felt cheated once again with our brain trust in their draft picks.
Yeah. Well, it's a good time for a break.
Yeah, it
All right,
is.
let's hit a break. All right, appreciate you being with us. Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Another Jags Pod. Come up to Engine 15 if you want to come on and talk to us. We'll see you guys in a second. So we're back.
Jordan was like, "You idiots."
We're back on, and what pick did we just miss?
Here we go.
It was Justin.
Justin,
So
yeah.
he's got Justin back with us.
I'm back.
Justin did a really good job the first time, so we brought him back. This dude sounds like
appreciate that.
he's born to be on the radio. So,
Plus, he's pretty fired up about that pick.
yeah. So what are your thoughts about the Jags pick?
I mean, so full disclosure, I am a Bears fan, bear down. I'm from Chicago, but I am, my heart is here in Jacksonville. I do cheer for the Jags. I go to many Jaguars games, more than Bears games. It's so frustrating. It's like a typical Jaguars pick. let's double down on defense and hope that Patrick Mahomes doesn't run all over us the first game. I mean, maybe if no one scores any points on us, we'll win more games. It's crazy, but here we go. Steelers picks in here.
All right, Steelers are up. Their picks in. Goodell's at the podium.
They're obviously not taking a quarterback.
Who's the guy that just escorts him?
I don't know who that is.
How much does that guy get paid? That seems like a good gig, right?
He must be a football player. He's limping up there. His knees are bad.
It's like, man, my knees are hurting.
Yeah. Oh, he's giving the pick.
Okay, the Steelers fans like him, so he must be the next Steeler. Mean
Joe Green. Okay.
Oh, we definitely should know who that guy is.
Not me, dude. I'm younger than you.
I knew who he was. I was just waiting for you guys to figure it out.
Devin Bush, linebacker, Michigan, stud.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Unfamiliar.
He's one of the guys that didn't play, right, in the Gator game?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he played in the Gator game. When the Gators waxed Michigan. Rashawn Gary, I don't think he played either.
I mean, a stud linebacker, that's kind of Pittsburgh's MO, so.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a typical Steelers pick there.
Point.
They double down on defense as well. They double down on Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but they also have a Hall of Fame quarterback and a wide receiver. They got Collins. I mean, they have an offense.
You seem frustrated, Joey.
Dude, I'm very frustrated.
He's mad about the pick.
He's mad. It's frustrating.
I was joking about that happening this morning. Just as a joke, I never thought in a million years that we would take a defensive player with the first round pick.
That's what's so. I feel like it's every year for the Jaguars. I mean, you just
if you're drafting Campbell's replacement, though. Yeah, and if you love D-line, it kind of makes sense.
Campbell's good for another year at least.
Right.
Again, I want us to be good next year.
You needed to plug in an offensive lineman or a weapon. I would have even been happy to. You need some sort of production on the offensive end. Defense wasn't necessarily the issue. They definitely dropped off from what they were, but they'll get that back. But geez.
I think running back class is weak. I think the wide receiver class is weak. So, your options at that point to improve the offense were tight end and offensive line. And I would have been fine with either, and they didn't do any of it.
Lumberzack 2 on YouTube says, draft Allen with the intentions to trade Telvin?
But what are you going to get for Telvin? I guess you could maybe get an offensive lineman, but wouldn't you
get like a second or a third, maybe?
Wouldn't you want a fresh guy coming in there?
I would.
I think that's some Madden type.
No, because Telvin
stuff.
frees a lot of cap room if he's gone.
Telvin obviously.
Telvin's expensive.
I think Telvin might want to be gone. He's obviously acting
he's
like that.
He's not here, dude. We're paying you so much money for an undersized linebacker, and you're not here. Are you kidding me?
But who's going to pick up that contract?
Yeah.
We could offset some of it.
As soon as Lesney left, he looked lost last year. He was overrunning. He was out of position. I was a huge Telvin fan a couple years ago. Huge. Even though he's an FSU guy, he's one of my favorite players. That takes a lot. So, I don't see anybody picking up his contract after his production last year and after his attitude starting the season. So, I think that's no way that happens.
Posluszny was the captain of that defense. He obviously helped Telvin get into position, get into place. You always have, from a player standpoint, one or two guys on defense that kind of get everyone right. And Posluszny was that guy. So I think you hit on the head, Joey. He looked a little lost when it was basically, without Posluszny calling the shots out there, getting everyone in line. So
when Posluszny retired, Telvin cried. So maybe he was crying because he knew that he was going to suck.
Didn't you also cry when Posluszny retired?
A little bit.
I think we saw some tears from Joey.
A little bit, but I don't rely on him for my for my performance.
James sent us a text.
All right, bring it on.
It was a picture of Jalen Ramsey, a tweet where Jalen Ramsey's pumped about Josh Allen.
Of course he did. He plays defense.
And he told me I should take my jersey off if I don't like the pick.
First of all,
I don't know about all that.
First of all,
should I take it off? I did abs today. Should I take it off?
Are you wearing a jersey without an undershirt?
Yeah. How am I going to get the sleeve tightness if I'm wearing an undershirt?
Ask Justin. He gets his cinched in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Funny guy over there.
I have to say, man, of course Jalen's happy about that.
Right.
That
helps him out.
Exactly, and he's all about him. He's obviously our best player, but why would he not be happy about that?
Well, it makes him look better. If you get a pass rush and then they're throwing the ball up,
then you're getting into forced pass downs. It's a pass, stuff in the run, but
our video guy's talking to us. We can't hear him.
He said Jason has horrible posture.
Slouching. it's not me, it's the chair, dude. I'm sitting in this like 1950s barber chair over here.
I think
dude.
Jason's mom just showed up and said, "Jason, fix your posture. Stop slouching."
If you haven't yet come, we're at Engine 15 in Jax Beach. We're hanging out. A big shout out to them for hosting us. We're having a great time here at the draft party. We're having all kind of people on. Talking about the Jags pick. The Jags drafted Josh Allen, and we have mixed opinions about it. I don't think anyone here really likes it. We've kind of gauged the room, and I don't think anyone here has really liked it.
I actually saw some nachos Justin was eating earlier, and I'm more excited about the nachos later than I am about that pick.
Let me tell you something. These snacks here, delicious. I had myself a pretzel. I had myself a few shandies. The nachos are good. Jaguars pick. I don't know if the mix is the word. I think it's a general dislike.
Yeah.
Again, the guy's a great player. He's going to produce. Just head scratching. I mean, you go and get Nick Foles. You pay him all this money. You want to protect the guy. I mean, even a tight end would have blocked. This guy doesn't block.
Yeah.
Here goes Bengals here.
The Bengals.
Any guesses?
No idea. I mean, Dwayne Haskins still on the board, so
they have to take Haskins, right?
They can take a tackle. I mean. Yeah, tackle. There it is.
So
Jonah Williams.
Williams. So that's who I thought the Jaguars should have got.
Yeah. That dude did get whipped by Clelin Ferrell, though. I cannot get over that.
That's
in the
one
national
game,
championship.
One game.
Still, though. He
Yeah.
got whipped. I mean, they were showing highlights of Clelin Ferrell and just ragdolling
all
him.
day. Yeah.
I mean, after that clip, man, I was turned off by Jonah Williams.
I think like the next 6 teams after the Jags were so happy with the Jaguars pick that they couldn't even stand themselves.
It's funny because Josh Allen was like that guy that like everyone had projected high, but like no one wanted.
Because he played for Kentucky.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw Devin White go before him. I mean, I don't know. Man, it's just so head scratching.
I can't believe they did it.
I got no words. I think the Jaguars just, man, that stadium you go to that stadium, you watch the game, and there's just such you just want the offense to be better. Like you just want it to be better, and then you make a draft like that, and you just scratch your head sometimes. I don't know. They're doubling down on defense, but that makes for a boring game and a boring season. I don't know.
I just want to hey Foles, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, head up to Engine 15 because I'd like your take on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you come here all the pressure's on you.
Foles is texting Bortles right now, like, man.
Yeah, man, he said,
I feel you.
Bortles, you were right, bro.
Yeah.
Which beach bar is the best?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you come in, all the pressure's on you as a quarterback. You're supposed to be your MVP of the Super Bowl, and the tools they give you, which is the same thing with every other quarterback we've had, they don't help them out at all. I mean, I would not be happy if I was Foles.
Yeah, and again,
unless we're planning on our defense scoring an unbelievable amount of touchdowns like they did 2 years ago, but I mean that's
just not.
You can't rely on that,
right? And I mean it's just not realistic, right? I mean, the turnover battle in general is really a game of luck. I mean the fumble, the turnovers. A lot of times it's luck. Sometimes it jumps your way, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, obviously we saw the year it jumped the Jaguars' way, but then last year it didn't.
It did not.
So I mean, again,
I like playing that luck game though. You know?
We're doubling down on that. That's great.
That's what.
I don't know, man.
If the defense scores 1 touchdown a game, that puts us at 10 points. If we hold them under, then you know.
What are the Vegas odds on that?
I found
our defense will score 1 touchdown every game.
Every game, I found myself repeatedly saying the defense is going to have to score for us to win this game. I said that multiple times,
and it's looking like it's going to happen again.
I hate saying that. I hate being in the stadium saying, "Okay, our offense went 3 and out. Well, hopefully our defense scores."
Okay, so I'm going to jump off the negative train, and I'm going to go.
Thank you, Joey, because I'm spiraling here, man.
Glass is half full. It's not half empty. Our front office actually does pick better in the second, third, fourth round than it does in the first round. So, with that being said,
I hate relying
maybe
on that.
they feel there's a lot of other.
Maybe they feel there's plenty of value there for the needs that we have, and we're going to do awesome in those rounds. So go Jags. I couldn't even say that with a straight face on my
that. That was awesome. I mean I feel so much better now. Thank
honestly,
you.
though, we got Ngakoue in the third. I mean, we tend to blow the first round
Ronnie
pick.
Harrison was third.
Yeah. We tend to blow the first round pick every time.
But if you put our needs on a list, like D-line is like way down there.
It's not. It's what? It's wide receiver. It's running back.
Tight end.
It's tight end. It's offensive line. It's middle linebacker. It's safety. We're going like 6 spots deep before we talk about defensive end.
Yeah,
and we just took a defensive end.
And the funny
Thanks,
thing,
Jason, for bringing me back to the negative side.
And the defensive line in this draft in general, is so deep. That's why I described, we talk about, Jaguars draft good in the second and third round, but the defensive line players in this draft are so deep. So it's almost like, why?
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
There's plenty of them as
Yeah.
well. It's head scratching. I would have really thought the Jaguars would go offense. You bring in Nick Foles. Maybe they think Nick Foles is going to solve all their issues. I don't think so, but,
Yeah, you're not a St.
know.
Nick fan.
I like Nick Foles. Don't remind me of the playoff game.
He's better than Bortles.
Yeah,
I mean, no doubt.
significantly,
Nick Foles.
obviously.
I think Nick Foles is a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's good. We just got to hopefully he can make the weapons around him better. So,
Which I think there's no doubt that happens.
No doubt that happens, but look who he's throwing to in Philly. Zach Ertz is one of the best tight ends.
Alshon
Jeffrey is a stud.
dude, their offensive line was ranked like number 1.
And then they have the other receiver as well. It looks a lot like Alshon Jeffrey.
Dude,
I forget his name.
they have Jordan Matthews. They have Golden Tate last year. They had their running backs were Darren Sproles. They had Jay Ajayi for a while. They had Garrett Blunt their Super Bowl year. We have none of those players.
Right.
We have none of those players.
Right.
Like Jordan Matthews is their 4th wide receiver. Our 4th wide receivers,
Keelan Cole.
not even. Rashad Green. it's like it's X's and O's
Is
right
Green
now.
still on the team?
I don't think so.
Because that guy's my hero if he is.
Yeah, I
because
don't
you
think
talk
so.
about like hanging around.
Yeah. Well,
that guy's amazing.
Lumberzack too is not a fan of the pick. He says, "Can we pin this on Coughlin and fire him yet?"
Well, I actually wanted to bring back a point you made at the beginning of the draft. I think that pick totally shows that Khan has more of a say in what's going on this draft than he ever has before.
Khan, though? I feel like Khan would have taken Hawkinson.
I don't think so, man. I mean, that's a future pick. That's like a long-term, your team being at least average or better than average pick. That's not my job's on the line next year, we got to be good next year pick. So, I mean, if it's Coughlin or Marone, they don't make that pick.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Unless Coughlin's like, I don't care. I'm out in 2 years anyway. I mean, I don't know.
He can,
he's like 90, so maybe.
Again, it's a head scratcher. I feel like the last couple of first round picks in Jaguars, besides Jalen Ramsey, which I mean, stud. Go
That's
Knowles.
true.
Pick us in, Packers.
Packers have got to go offensive line.
No one cares about
Rashawn Gary, DN, yep. Rashawn Gary, DN from Michigan, another guy didn't play in the Florida-Michigan bowl game. So he was projected to be a first-round pick, didn't play. Kind of looks like Jadeveon Clowney, kind of with the dreads.
Not going to help them block Khalil Mack first game of the year.
No.
So Aaron
Can
Rodgers.
anybody really block Khalil Mack?
No, and that's why the Bears don't have a first round pick, and I'm very happy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Well,
So if Josh Allen could do that for the Jaguars, well then maybe we turn this negative table around.
yeah, that's what we were saying. We're saying if Josh Allen's Khalil Mack, that's good, but that's a lofty, man.
It's lofty, and I don't think it happens. But
Well, let's kind of like twist this around a little bit because Jason, you had mentioned you're talking about how players are not playing in their bowl games, which is like a thing now. It's like a major thing.
I wouldn't either.
And it's kind of, I probably wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But you're also talking about Williams for Alabama getting owned by somebody in his bowl game. Maybe he was trying not to get hurt. So, Justin, what's your take on that? Because obviously,
no, if you're gonna play, you're gonna play. You're not gonna play half because you get hurt more.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Saban might have had him like wiped out if he didn't play. So,
I don't know.
what's your take on that overall, Justin? Because you play college football. I mean, are you okay with them not playing in bowl games or not?
So let's talk about Jonah first. I mean, I think there's a difference between a bowl game, and a college football playoff and a New Year's Six bowl. I think there's levels to these guys playing in this. If you're in the Emerald Nuts Bowl and you're Ed Oliver, for example, they get to a bowl game and they're projected to be, number 1 overall pick, and you're playing in the Emerald Nuts Bowl. I don't know if I play in that. I mean, what is there left to prove in that situation? But however, I think you will see, your Jonah Hill playing the college football playoff. I mean, obviously they want to win. I mean, these guys are competitive. No one wants to sit out, but I think there's a lot of outside forces in their ears, at that
So
point.
like agents, parents, like
parents,
all that, yeah.
Maybe even coaches and some. Some coaches.
I don't knock them. I think they
the
should.
way.
Unless you're playing for the national championship, I think you should sit out. I wouldn't play.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Some people are very against it. I don't mind it. Again, it depends on the bowl. Again, if it's a New Year's Six bowl, you're playing, someone good. It's a nationally televised game. Maybe it helps your stock. Obviously, if it's college football playoff, these guys are playing. But again, these lower bowl games, things of that nature, I don't think it's worth what could potentially happen. No.
Do you think it hurts their draft grade if they don't play?
And the smaller bowls? No. I think maybe. I mean, I've yet to see someone sit out of a bigger bowl, but no, I don't think so. I think
it's bound to happen. Somebody is.
I mean,
a big player
all those
is gonna
Michigan
sit out.
guys sat out of the bowl with the Gators, and they were in the
Yeah, they just all got
Citrus
drafted
Bowl.
in
and they
top
all
15.
just got drafted top 15.
Yeah,
so.
I guess that answers that question.
So
Apparently, pro coaches don't care about that.
I mean, yes and no. No, I don't think it hurts them. I think the tape is already there, right? I mean, if you're really thinking, you need to put more tape out there and this is going to be your time to shine, then play. But I don't think that's where they're at. I think they feel like the tape is there and it's already in place.
Who's the FSU guy that, I don't know, safety last year that went
Derwin
to?
James.
Derwin James.
Yeah.
That guy mailed it in for like the last half of the season. Obviously, didn't affect anything with him.
No.
He's an absolute baller. So, yeah, I guess, the college game is kind of maybe losing its
It makes
value?
it makes no sense to play if you're a college player and you've got look what Joey Bosa did. And he was picked second.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
He didn't
fair
play
enough.
half the year. So
Yeah, for a lot of these guys are already freak athletes. I mean, the tape is already there. Derwin as a 17-year-old came in and benched 405. I mean, when you do that,
Jeez.
you don't.
yeah.
It was already there, right? I mean, and especially in his particular situation, he already hurt himself, so he was recovering from a knee injury. There's no need to play in a bowl game at the end of the year.
all right.
I mean, you're still recovering. You're still getting. I mean, think about the shot like these running backs. Why these NFL teams don't want to take the running backs? They take too many shots, and then you get in the NFL and you're taking more shots.
That's like the Kentucky running back. That guy was a stud, but he had like a bajillion carries at Kentucky. So
Yeah.
a lot of miles on the knees and ankles. So yeah, all right.
All right, well, let's say we take a break here. We'll come back. It looks like the Dolphins picks in. We don't really care about
Dwayne
the Dolphins.
Haskins?
I mean, that's got to be who it is, right?
They're running with Fitzmagic right now.
Yeah,
so do you really need Dwayne Haskins when you got Fitzmagic?
Hey, Fitzmagic.
I mean, he's going to throw for 60 touchdowns and 60 interceptions. I mean, is it more exciting than that?
Man has 11 children and just throws TDs. It's what he does.
I would love to see if it is not Haskins, him absolutely explode on camera.
We'll see.
He's pretty mad.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're at Engine 15, Jags Beach. Come up. Give us your thoughts on the Jags pick. I know it's crazy, but we want to hear it. All right, we'll be right back.
We're going to take a
Haskins to the Redskins.
All right, we're live.
Oh, shit.
That's a
Fire hazard.
that's a fire extinguisher.
Wow. Engine 15 needs the fire department to come check their...
All right, we're back. That was a nice long break. We had a bunch of fans talk to us just then.
We did.
That was crazy.
Well, literally, we could not get back to the microphones because people wanted, which is great. Man.
Yeah,
It's
that's awesome.
The best thing that could have ever happened.
Hey,
is so much
How
fun.
did Haskins fall to the Redskins?
Haskins went to the Redskins.
That's crazy.
But we just want to say, before we talk about that, we want to say thank you to the fans who made this happen, because as you can see by our show, we're a fan podcast. I mean, we've had a revolving door of fans here. Thank you to all the fans that have came out and to Engine 15. Thank you to Engine 15.
Thank you, Engine 15.
We just have thank yous everywhere.
And I'd have to say, even though we've been negative about the draft pick, because none of us like it for the most part, but that shows the Jags fans. Jags fans are fans. They're gonna show up. They're gonna come to something like this on a random Thursday night. They're gonna still support the team just like we will. And again, I think coming rounds, they can turn it around. So
this might be the most fun thing that I've ever done.
I have to say,
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
It hasn't been the easiest thing, but it definitely has been an absolute
having
blast.
fans come on and tell us their opinions and talking about the other people and watching the draft live and this great place, this great setup, this is awesome.
It's better than I thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
been
is
really
awesome.
good.
So thank you, guys.
Thank you to everybody.
So, closing thoughts on the Jags pick. We'll start with you, Joey. Go ahead.
I mean, again, it wasn't the direction I wanted them to go. I know for a fact that they got not a good player. They got a great player. I've watched him play against Florida. He is a dominant player in his position. So, I mean, he's definitely going to be good. He's definitely going to improve our team. He's just not the improvement to our team that I wanted in the first round. So, I mean, it's not like they picked a punter or something crazy,
God.
Or took, honestly, if they'd taken the quarterback from Duke, I would have been way more upset. So, not the guy I wanted, but he's a great player. So, I mean, you can't knock it that much.
How do you feel about if we took Taylor instead of Allen in that spot?
Honestly, I would have preferred a different offensive lineman than Taylor.
Okay.
So I can't say that I'm more happy about that pick, but I might be once I think about it.
People are loving the pick.
Yeah,
because
I think Taylor would have been a waste.
People are loving which pick?
Walter football.
Yeah.
I know
Wait, are liking which pick? The Jags pick?
The Jags
Yeah,
pick.
Walter football is
ESPN
solid.
has given it an A+. A lot of people are grading it very
it
well.
was definitely the best player available.
Yeah.
But I've said for weeks that I didn't want that to happen in the first round. I wanted to draft for need. So, again, it was against me, but, dude, I'm not the one making millions of dollars making these picks. So those guys are smarter than I am. So you kind of have to support. They took a really good player.
Imagine trying to throw against those three people coming at you.
Imagine. I almost got negative there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be
I'm
negative,
saying,
okay?
man.
I'm not going to be negative. Look,
I
listen.
love the pick. It's a fantastic pick. He's a great player.
So I was almost convinced today on the radio that we need a D lineman because of the aging contracts of Darius and Campbell. They're probably not going to be there next year. I get it, but gosh, you just got to think the offense struggled to move the ball last year, and we did nothing in the first round to help the offense. So I like Josh Allen. Admittedly,
Don't you think just getting healthy will help, though?
That was your positive response? Really?
that's as positive as I can get, boys. I'm sorry. Okay.
How can you not be excited about getting a top 3, top 4
Because
player?
I don't think he's that good, and I don't.
You don't think he's that good?
Okay, I will say this, because you are
What
a tech
about him?
guy, you're a technique guy. I guarantee you, after you watch the film on him, you will not think
All right.
bad about him.
Well, look forward to our next podcast when I watch the film, because I honestly watched no film on him.
Yeah, because who would imagine?
I watched film on every single player, even Ed Oliver. I thought Ed Oliver would be more realistic.
Yeah.
But,
right.
I mean, hey, I'm excited. You know, I think the Jags could salvage this draft in the later rounds.
They absolutely can, and
In my
that's where they
opinion.
hit for the most part.
Yeah. So,
A lot of picks tomorrow.
Hey, I like that pick better than Taven Bryan. I'll give it that.
well, I hope so. It's like 20 picks earlier.
It could have been Daniel Jones.
It could have been Daniel Jones.
Could you imagine?
That's a great point.
I don't know if I would go to a game this year if we drafted Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Good guy.
I'd have to agree.
That was strange. That was strange. There was a Giants
God.
fan on with us tonight,
Poor guy.
and he
Dwayne Haskins.
Chris
on 15.
Lindstrom.
That's
Chris
crazy.
Lindstrom went really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
People thought he would go in the second round, and he went 14th.
I mean, if you want to talk about bad picks, I mean, the Jags didn't have a bad pick as far as that goes. I mean, they had a great pick. Daniel Jones at 6?
That's crazy. So James's bold prediction was wrong.
Yeah, 2. Went in the
My
top 10.
bold prediction was wrong. What about yours?
Well, my fake bold prediction was absolutely right.
Wait, which one is your real one?
The
Well, the
fake
one that was
ball.
tweeted
Which
out.
one's what was that?
Okay, I was correct. The one that was tweeted out said, I think that a defensive player is going to fall to us at 7, and we're
Okay.
going to take him. And that's
Okay.
exactly what happened. But I was only doing that as a reverse jinx. Because I wanted
Reverse
to take
jinx.
Hockenson.
That's the theme of tonight was the reverse
I was
jinx.
trying to make
love
that happen.
The Carolina Panthers just selected Brian Burns.
Okay, I don't even know who that is.
Well, fortunately, we have a Florida State fanboy here with us. So tell us a little about Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. He's a pass rusher out of Florida State.
Well, we know that.
I know. Let me get to it. I'm introducing it. He's a
Is it Aquarius, Taurus?
Yeah, what is
I
he?
don't know. I couldn't get that far into it.
A Leo?
nicknamed Spider-Man. He's very long. He's 6'4". But no, he's supposed to be a beast. Put on some weight for the combine. Ran a 4.5.
Not bad for a long guy.
Yeah, he's in the mold of the Montez Sweat. And I know the Carolina Panthers needed Julius Peppers retired, so they needed a pass rush. He's supposed to be pretty good.
And once again, he probably had the second best.
I did not watch a lot of Florida State this year. It was pretty depressing.
I feel you.
Yeah, it was bad. We had a Florida State fan on earlier
it
with
was
us. And
very
he
bad.
he was optimistic there for the 2020 season.
Yeah, he wasn't going to commit the next season.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But
I'm
he
looking
said,
forward to the Jaguars season. I'm just going to say that one.
And that guy had a
There we go.
great radio voice, man.
No, dude.
God, the bass in that guy's voice.
Justin's the man.
Cool.
Like, he's smart.
Jeez, I need to turn the bass down on that guy.
Yeah, he's good. So,
Yeah, Brian Burns, though, he's a beast.
All right, so final thoughts. We're going to wrap it up. Again, appreciate everyone here. You can find us. Listen, if you watch this and you want to go back and watch a cleaned up version of this episode on a podcast, we're going to be on YouTube, Apple iTunes, all of that. Search Another Jags Podcast. So look that up. Final takes, Joey, and wrap up the night. What are you thinking?
to add to that, a lot of people here haven't listened to our podcast, which is cool that they enjoyed this event. So they asked, like, how do you find us? I'm like, literally, if you type into Google Another Jags Podcast, all of the places that we're hosted are going to pull up. I mean, it's iTunes, it's YouTube.
Yeah. We've blown up on the internet.
Yeah, it's not hard to find. And I mean, my final thoughts are, like, again, I'm not happy with the position that they picked. He is a great player, but most of all, like, it was cool to meet new Jaguars fans.
Yeah.
And see the passion. Dude, the Jaguar fan base is great.
It is.
And
It is awesome.
it was so much fun to do that I honestly don't even care about the pick.
Yeah. Honestly,
It could
tonight.
have been Tyson Alualu in the
Yeah,
top
I mean,
10.
which again, I like that guy.
Good
Like, it was a
Lord.
horrible first round
Great
pick,
guy,
but great
horrible
guy.
pick.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what is your final thoughts?
We didn't screw up the draft. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It was a solid draft. We got a good player. We didn't reach. I hate to go off of big boards, but it feels nice for 1 year to like draft a player that's like actually in someone's top 5. Like I feel like most years it's like they're in the 20s.
He was in everyone's top 5 except for the GMs that were picking.
That's true. It's Mike Mayock drafting. There's some dumb teams in front of us, so I mean, I think we
Some of the
benefited.
teams were picking, but the Raiders and New
Look
York
who-
took
Exactly.
crazy picks.
I'm thanking them. Like our buddy Darren said, we had 3 dumb teams in front of us, so I think we got lucky in that aspect.
And maybe 2 years from now we'll be like, oh my lord.
I think this
Like,
year-
look at that guy. You really think this year he's going to have an impact?
A rookie. I mean,
How's he gonna get on the field? Is my biggest
But
concern.
again,
How is he getting on the field?
He will get the Fowler snaps, which were
33%.
Okay,
I'm telling you
but
right
is
now.
it 33%? Have you heard that?
We've talked about this to nauseum on this podcast. We used to be called the Dante Fowler podcast. So
And
I know exactly.
2017.
I'm
it-
raising my hand online because that's my fault. But
No, I mean,
2017, Fowler played 581 snaps to Yannick Ngakwe's 920. So you can do the math. But I mean,
That's almost
Fowler
50%.
Fowler played some significant snaps.
No, it was less than 50.
well, less, but barely.
It was less than 50.
Hey, again, positive, man. We're being positive here.
Okay,
right?
we're being positive. My final take is
920 to 581 is not less than 50.
but
total.
Ngakwe didn't play 100% of snaps, so you can't.
No,
say
we're
that.
talking about
true.
the snaps that a starting defensive end played, though.
Yeah, but Smoot could have played some snaps. Guys like that could have played some snaps.
Like
so.
20 snaps. We're really,
Anyone, McCray.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel in this argument.
I'm saying it's less than 50.
I mean, I think this kind of sums up what's
Yeah.
fun about the draft is like everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their guy they want. Everybody has their position that they want.
I don't know how you could be negative about this pick, though. We picked
I don't think we can be.
because I
other than
don't
the
think
fact-
he gets on the field.
You love Fowler. I don't understand how you go from being a Fowler, like you're in a Fowler homer. I'll definitely give that to how important is
Because
the
I
third
don't
down
think
pass
he'll
rusher?
get on the field.
Why would he?
Who's gonna come off?
Who? Laurenti McCray's going to play? I don't understand who you think's going
Who
to
are
be
your
pass
4D
rusher.
linemen?
Marcel Darius. I hope maybe
Marcel Darius.
Is Taven Bryan started in this year? Maybe him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So who plays your ends? Campbell and Ngakwe.
Okay. What about on passing down situations? You play a nickel. What 75%
So
of the
passing down
times?
situations he plays. How many percentage of snaps is that? Less than 50.
500 is what
That's
Fowler
my
played.
issue.
500 snaps is what Fowler played.
That's my issue.
Six-
I don't think he
feel
plays.
ya.
He plays half the snaps as Ngakwe. I don't want a guy in the
It's
seventh.
not half. It's like 300 less. But I feel you.
Sorry, I stopped listening like 5
Yeah,
minutes
I
ago.
gotcha.
You guys should take it in the parking lot because that would be
All
like a
right.
fantastic like
Just
battle
again.
royale.
All right.
I feel you.
Wait, 900 snaps to 500. You're telling me that's 300 less than half?
It's 581 to like 910. So it's
So
like
how-
it's less than. You said 500. Whatever. I got you.
Okay, I just want to make sure my math wasn't wrong here. I just wanted to make sure. But anyways, I hope he's the next Khalil Mack. It's going to have to be for me to be sold.
He has
I
to be a
don't-
Khalil Mack for
Yeah,
you.
I don't understand how he's going to get on the field. If he replaces Calais Campbell in a year or two, he may be good, but that doesn't help us next year or the year after when Foles' contract expires, and then when Foles,
Foles
is
has a
gone,
5-year contract.
It's
so.
a 2-year contract.
Yeah, but bottom
it's
line,
a 2-year contract.
okay. Bottom line, you draft somebody in the top 10, they should be starting immediately.
I agree. So we'll see. Hey, we had a great time here tonight. We still have a whole round 2 and 3 to go. We have
We do.
We have 2 picks in the third round. We have a high second round pick.
Which is our wheelhouse.
It is. Yeah, that's where we make our money. I agree. Thank you so much to Engine 15.
Yeah.
Engine 15 was awesome. Like, support them for supporting us because this was an awesome night tonight.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody who showed up, man.
Thank you to all the
outcome was
Jags
great.
fans, the revolving door we had here. Thank you to Matt, our camera guy. We're going to have some dope pictures coming out on our website and on our
key grips.
our
The
social
setup- the
media.
setup was fantastic.
Yeah, so remember, Another Jags podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just Google it, and then we're there. So as always, we end every show with Go Jags.